Hey everyone, welcome to a bonus episode of Storytime at the Rubus. This is not exactly going to be one of our official numbered episodes, but we wanted to do something a little fun because this episode is being recorded from Wellington, New Zealand. What do you think about that, Charlotte?
Ooh, we're in Willie.
Welly? I've not heard anybody actually call it that.
There's a lot of signs that say that.
Welly World? Or Wellywood,
Yeah.
because they made Lord of the Rings and are also making a lot of other movies here.
Yeah,
So I think they're shooting some of the Avatar sequels over here right now.
I think so, yeah.
We're going to head that way tomorrow and might see some of that. So we wanted to record this to tell a little bit of a story of our trip that we're currently on. We've been in Sydney, Australia, and are here for a couple of nights. Charlotte and I love traveling like this because it's just one of our things. We love meeting new people, and it's really similar to Bonnaroo in a lot of ways. What do you think?
When we travel, absolutely. Especially, we like to stay in a lot of hostels, and that's just where you meet cool people that also have the same interest as you. So it's definitely like the Bonnaroo experience.
I don't know if like hostels is even the right word for it anymore. People hear that word and they think of like, oh, a grungy, like very bare bones hotel.
Well, yeah, because that's what I used to think too until I started staying in them.
It's not really that. When I talk to people, I say that it's like, oh, a backpacker's hotel.
Right.
Because it's more of like a communal experience. Kind of like, so they have like a common area downstairs at the place we're at, and you know all the other places that we've stayed like this, where it's almost like a pod at Bonnaroo, where you just come to like chill out, maybe charge your phone, get a drink,
And
just
there's a kitchen usually.
yeah, and it's a great place to like meet a lot of people.
Well, this one we're staying at right now, it's called Base Backpackers. Totally recommend it if you ever come down here to New Zealand. It's super, super cool. It's like this very historic building. There's a bar in the basement. Just really super cool place.
Yeah, that was fun. We went there last night and played beer pong, and all of a sudden we had an audience. That was a little weird.
Yeah.
Our favorite that really got us into this was a place called Slumber Party when we went to Thailand a little over a year ago. We went to a little beach town called Krabi, and we stayed there, and that was totally a Bonnaroo experience. In fact, that's where we met Ashu, who came with us to Bonnaroo last year.
If you ever go to Thailand, which I highly, highly, highly recommend for anybody, so if you like going to Bonnaroo, go to Thailand because you'll just love it. Stay in the Slumber Party Hostel. They're like all over Thailand. And I think there's one in somewhere else now. But anyways, they're all over Thailand. Definitely stay there. It's a party hostel. And what makes it that is they have activities every night for you to get out and actually meet people. So they have like movie night, they have free barbecue night.
For a little bit of a fee, you can take like an island tour on a boat. I think it was only like $20.
Yeah, for a little bit of a fee, you can like take different tours. You can go on like an island tour, a jungle tour. You can go on a bar crawl. Just all kinds of different stuff you can do.
And I really encourage you, if you are a Bonnaroovian, you're probably of the same mind as us, where like you like having these new experiences. Like right now we're in a hotel or the backpacker's place, whatever, in Wellington, and there's different channels on TV that give you a different perspective on the world than you normally have with like CNN or Fox back home. Like right now we have like Al Jazeera on TV. It tells you like different things that are going on in the world that you wouldn't necessarily know about. And when you stay at a backpacker's place like this, you meet all kinds of cool people that you're going to find are your peers, and you get a different perspective on the world.
Right, it's a cultural experience.
And yeah, it's very similar to Bonnaroo in so many ways. And I guess it's one of the same deals like we talked about before. You just don't know until you experience it for yourself.
Right, it's international Bonnaroo.
It is. And I know like there are a lot of younger people who follow the Rubus and our social media stuff, and like I understand like it can be expensive to travel. But in a lot of cases, the most expensive part is going to be your flight. Once you get to a place like Thailand, it's super cheap. Like, you can stay in a backpacker's place for, like, sometimes less than $15 a night and get a meal for just a couple of bucks in a place like Bangkok.
Right, because of the exchange rate.
Now, we can tell you that wasn't necessarily the case in Sydney. Sydney's a little expensive.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for your first time, but I totally would recommend Thailand for your first time.
Yeah.
So this will be a short episode, but I did want to talk a little bit about some of the news that came out while we've been traveling. Did you see all that, Charlotte?
Yeah.
they are going to have some changes at Bonnaroo 2020.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes.
Yeah, that's what I said. Let's kind of go through just a few of them. One of the biggest ones is they're moving things around in the campgrounds. Did you see that?
Yeah, they're moving group camping to behind the RV section, essentially.
So you'll be our neighbors.
Yeah.
If you're going to be in group, you're going to be literally right behind where we park the Roo bus.
And then they're moving tent city, tent only. I don't know exactly where, but they're not. It's not going to be next to the arch. It's not going to be next to Center
No,
Road.
it's going to be further back
Further
next to
back,
that
yeah.
Nashville pod.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been a little controversial.
It's been very controversial.
The folks that do the church boners camp that have been basically there since the beginning of time at Bonnaroo, they fight tooth and nail to get that spot every year. And I feel bad for those guys because they're going to have to be a really long ways away and not kind of be like the party marshal in front of the arch like they have been.
Everybody, there's so many groups there. There's so many like iconic, historic Bonnaroo groups there that have been there since forever, since however long Tent City's been a thing. Bonnaroo said that they're moving it because it's more accessible to people that get dropped off on foot.
I kind of understand that.
Or that's what was put out on Reddit. And I get that. I don't know. I mean, I've never done tent only, so I don't feel like I really have a say in the matter.
Yeah, I understand. I think we won't really know if these are positive changes until we actually get there in June. Because from what I understand, these changes are going to help traffic flow. Because like we talked about last time with the guys at the What podcast in Chattanooga, there were a lot of people who had really bad problems getting in, like hours and hours. We asked on Twitter, and there were some people that said that they were in line almost 24 hours in some cases.
Yeah, someone did say they were in line 24 hours.
That's ridiculous. If these changes help alleviate that, then I think that they're probably worth it. So we'll see when we actually get there in June if it's going to be a big help.
Right.
So another one of the changes that has generated a lot of talk is the other is going to be going until sunrise all night, but it sounds like it's going to be at the cost of losing Calliope. I never say it right. That's generated a lot of talk on like the Bonnaroo Reddit and Bonnaroo Twittersphere the past couple of days.
Well,
what do you think?
I'm very, very, very sad to see Calliope go because I really enjoy Calliope and I really like Walter Productions and what they do and what they're about. But I don't know. What do you think, Daniel?
I think having Calliope, did I say it right that time? Calliope is really valuable to Bonnaroo.
It really is.
Because they are an outside organization that curates their own stage entertainment. I think having that variety in entertainment options at Bonnaroo is a huge plus, where you're able to have programming from another perspective.
Right, exactly.
Not saying that the programming on the main stages at Bonnaroo are bad, but it helps to have it from a different viewpoint. To kind of have the Burning Man vibe that Walter Productions brings in has added a lot to the experience. Not just with it, but also with like the Big Red Bug.
I don't know how I feel about the other going all night, honestly.
Tell me why you think that.
Okay, well, I like EDM for the most part, but I don't like the oonce.
We can hear it from GARV at the bus, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can hear it from GARV at the bus, and we're like, we're usually like way out there in RV.
It's about a 15-20 minute walk from the Ferris wheel entrance.
Yeah, you can always still hear it.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine anybody within a...
To be fair, we may be showing our age by complaining about this.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't bother a lot of people.
No, it won't. It'll be fine.
There's just going to be a lot of varied opinions on this.
It'll be fine.
And like Barry talked about last week when we were visiting those guys in Chattanooga, he talked to Jeff over at AC, and he told them that this was a big priority for them this year. These kind of changes that help people get in faster. And I think that's what they're looking at as the main improvement this year. And if so, that's really positive. I'm really glad to hear that they're taking that seriously, because that was the most negative aspect of the weekend for a lot of people last year.
Yeah, it was part of our experience. Like
Well, that's another story entirely. There were some other changes that they've announced, but I think that was two of the largest ones. One of the other ones that I recall is that they are going to make some improvements to the witch stage, which I think is overdue. People have said for a long time that the sound is bad there. Have you ever noticed that?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Like, give me an example. Can you remember?
No.
No. You just remember.
Samples, yeah.
You just remember not being impressed.
Yeah.
I do remember that there are some sound issues if you're pretty far back. It's tough to make it out. At the what stage, they have a second set of speakers that are halfway back in the field. So if you're back that far, you're able to hear it fine. But I don't think they've ever had that at Witch. And Witch is due for like some stage improvements, like a new video screen
They
or
were
something.
like, the witch stage is getting a makeover, so can we please bring back the question mark?
It's been there off and on the past few years. It keeps moving around.
No.
No, it was on the ground once.
Oh yeah, and then that's it. And we haven't seen it since. So.
Yeah, I love the question mark. I love like just random weird things like that. The more corporate it feels, the less I like it. I mean, I don't want to be negative, but like when they took away the old school curtains, took away the question mark.
The curtains. Oh.
The curtain. Yeah. And it just felt like that could be at any other festival. Without the weird stuff, it just doesn't feel like Bonnaroo as much. So, yeah, let's see improvements on the witch stage, but keep the big spinning question mark, please. I think everybody really likes that.
Or bring it back, yeah.
Or bring it back. I don't even remember if it was there last year or not.
No.
It may have been.
I don't think so.
It comes and goes. Maybe that's why it's a question mark, because you never know if it's going to be there.
No.
You never know where it's going to be. All right. Well, I think that is plenty enough for a bonus episode. What's up in Wellington today? We're going to check out a museum.
We're going to go to a museum. About to go get some McDonald's.
Do they call it Macca's here?
Macca's. Well, I know they call it Macca's in Australia.
Maybe here too.
Go get some brekkie.
Brekkie. Ooh. That's another reason I love travel, because you find different things on the menu at McDonald's.
Yeah. Oh, no. If you're ever in Thailand, go to McThai.
Oh, McThai is amazing. They have like Thai food in the McDonald's, like chicken and rice and stuff.
And everything is on a real plate, real dishes.
Yeah.
McDonald's,
McDonald's are fancier when you're abroad. It's so weird.
Also, at abroad McDonald's, you can get table service.
Yeah.
Like, it's so cool, yeah.
You want to go to McDonald's?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. Well, we will see you guys when we get back home, because right now we're going to go to McDonald's. Bye.
Bye.
Get out there and radiate positivity.